The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment.
Organized religions also use secret societies within their churches, temples, and mosques. All secret societies are overseen by the all-seeing eye, or Holy See, whether members realize this or not. Secret societies are secret because they are criminal societies and have something to hide. Secrecy and privacy are not the same thing. Within most secret societies, they have an outer circle of non-initiates and an inner circle. Non-initiates create the layer of protection, and this makes it difficult to criminalize the entire group. The inner circle is made up of initiated members, and those initiations involve various criminal and highly immoral activities involving greed, sadism, pedophilia, blood drinking, and even human and animal sacrifice. Secret societies are brotherhoods and sisterhoods, and being part of this group normalizes the criminal and immoral initiations. In psychology, this is related to the mob mentality because others are doing these initiations and makes them seem acceptable. The mafia function as a criminal secret societies and also use their similar initiations. Fully initiated members of the mafia are called made men. The black nobility use the mafia as their enforcers to keep other secret societies in line. They also use blackmail initiated members to make it difficult to get out or to speak out against them. The mafia refer to their code of silence as omerta. A common theme among initiates of secret societies is the shh symbol. The most effective way to deal with the secret societies is by first shutting down the mafia.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition. and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence in the response and dedication of our citizens whenever they are fully informed. I not only could not stifle controversy among your readers, I welcome it. This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We intend to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution, not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion. This means greater coverage and analysis of international news, for it is no longer far away and foreign, but close at hand and local. It means greater attention to improved understanding of the news, as well as improved transmission. And it means, finally, that government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside the narrowest limits of national security. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
So the Vatican wealth reaches well into the United States. Here we see a picture of Jeb Bush, brother of President George Bush's and father, and also governor of Florida, with his Knights of Columbus buddies. You can see him here. He's kneeling down in front of the Pope, paying homage. This is their image, the Knights of Columbus. You'll notice the Maltese cross in the background, and here you'll notice the Lycor and the Axeman hench. This is also on the Congressional House, where the President gives the State of the Union on each side. And these rods here are caning rods and an Axeman's hench. And in the old days, the Roman Empire would pass a law, and they'd go around with these Lycors, and if you did not like the new law, they'd either cane you or cut off your head. And as you can see here, the Knights of Columbus, you also see FDR sitting there with all his buddies, the Shriners, super happy to be part of these secret clubs and secret societies that run our world today. But what I want to really show you is the wealth of the Knights of Columbus. Their financial shows wealth and influence, no doubt. About 2 million men call themselves Knights of Columbus. Reported revenues of $2.2 billion in 2015, folks. And they use their influences here. Would understand this organization's leaders have become more powerful and influential in ways unimaginable in 1882, allegedly when it was founded. For more than a decade and a half, under the leadership of a former political operative, Knights of Columbus have used their enormous wealth to influence the direction of the church, underwriting think tanks and news outlets, while gaining entry to some of the highest levels of decision-making in the church.